Here we go then. Hello guys and welcome back to yet another live stream. We have got Sunderland versus Burnley in the Premier League. I think it must be our first Premier League watch along of the season. We should do more really. An interesting one this, of course, two teams that were covered by us in the Championship last season and they've taken to the Premier League very differently, haven't they? Sunderland doing a fantastic job this season. They come into this one with the opportunity to go as high as 8th with a win tonight. Burnley, on the other hand, 11 points from safety after Forest picked up a win over the weekend. So, no, they didn't. They picked up a draw, didn't they? Of course, they were winning, as I just catch up on everything here. So, 11 points from safety, Burnley. They need something. If there's any hope for Burnley, they have to get something. Now, they did win the reverse fixture back at Turf Moor, but it's going to be a tall order, this one, for Burnley, isn't it? You know, no team has won at the Stadium of Light this season, except for Sunderland. We will see what plays out here. Get your predictions down in the comments, guys. Kickoff is just over 13 minutes away. Sunderland versus Burnley. Predictions. Be sure to drop a like as well. Make sure to subscribe. I can see loads of you in the live chat. Of course, we can talk all things football. It is deadline day. The window has just closed. But if you want to have some conversations about any of the activity we have seen today, or want to talk about the Championship, because things are getting interesting down in the Championship, we can do that, but the focus, of course, is what's happening here at the Stadium of Light. So go on, there's 60 people in here. Let's go for 60 likes right now. Hit that thumbs up button and let's say hello to those of you that have joined us already. Jensen says, hi Matt, I think Borough will win the league over Cov. What's your thoughts? Obviously, he's a Borough fan. I'm really not sure right now. I think the momentum does say it will be Middlesbrough. And if you beat us at our place, that will crush us. So I think I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to reserve judgment until after that Coventry Middlesbrough game. But the momentum is with Middlesbrough right now. Annoyingly, as a Coventry fan, I must say. But thanks for joining us, Jensen. Leon, good to see you. Thoughts on Onyeka? Of course, Coventry City making a signing today. Good to see you, Leon, by the way. Hope you are doing well. I'll go into a bit more depth on Onyeka in a minute. I think it's a decent pickup. Definitely gives us more depth in the middle. We need someone next to Grimes. We need someone who can run around. We need someone who's physical. Of course, got that Premier League experience. He's been in and out of the Brentford team, I guess you'd say, over the last 4-5 years. When did they go up? Because they signed him in 21. That was the year they went up, wasn't it? I think it's a decent addition. I hope he can make an impact straight away because Grimes does need support, I must say. The T-side train watcher says, how does it feel now that Borough are joint top? Oh my god, is this what today's stream is going to be? Just a load of Middlesbrough fans in here. Look, credit to Middlesbrough. Obviously I'm a Coventry fan, but I do try and present things on a neutral wavelength, or whatever word I'm trying to look for there. So you've got to say fair play to Middlesbrough. They do look the best at the moment for sure anyway. But any more predictions for this one? We've got loads of predictions here. Abiel says 3-1 to Sunderland. Louise says 3-1 to Sunderland. Come on Sunderland, says a Blackburn fan there. Gurav says 1-1. Burgie is in here. Good to see you. He's back with the Prem streams. We are indeed. Let's really support this one though. Do drop a like and let's get those starting 11s up. If you're waiting to do your prediction, then I'll show you the starting 11s first. Keep your comments coming. Let's have a little look at what we've got going on over here. Let's start with the home side. Sunderland, of course, with Roofs in goal, Mukele, Ballard, Alderete, Ronaldo, Siddiqui, Diarra. Of course, there's a big hole here. Granit Xhaka, where are you? Let's be having you. Obviously, he's out at the moment. I'd say it definitely played a part in Sunderland's most recent defeat, of course. Can they bounce back? I do like them at home. Even without Xhaka, you would imagine they're going to... Well, they've got to be the favourites today. But let's give Burnley a chance, guys. You've also got Hume, Lefay, Talby, and, of course, Brian Brobby. Let's move over to Burnley. Let's see what Burnley have got to offer today. Dubravka in goal, Twansebe, Estev, Humphreys, Walker, Ugachukwu, Florentino, Lucas Perez, Edwards, Jaden Anthony, and Lyle Foster up top. Do you know what? It's just weird with Burnley. Like I always look at their team and think, it can compete. And I suppose at times this season they have competed, but is it still just missing a couple of Premier League, more Premier League sort of style players sprinkled on there? Just that little bit of quality, that gap that they need to bridge. Should Burnley have pushed the boat out a bit more in January, or have they been sensible, knowing that they're probably going down, but they'll be in a good position to come back up? But the Burnley fans don't want to be stuck in that cycle. A win here today, I'm going to say it, a win for Burnley here today will make me think they've got a chance. But they have to win. A draw is no good. The games are running out. Burnley have drawn their most recent games against Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United. They've battled well. They've done really well for a team locked in that bottom three, and they are better than Wolves. Personally, Wolves haven't got a chance as far as I'm concerned. If Burnley win today, I'll say they've still got a chance, but they have to win. Otherwise, I can't take them seriously when there's an 11 or 10 point gap to safety, and the teams in front of them, West Ham, Forest and Leeds, are all performing well. In their recent games, they're all above a point per game. In the actual table, Forest and Leeds are above a point per game. West Ham are trending that way. A massive sigh of relief for Leeds, Forest and Burnley, though, when Chelsea came from behind to beat West Ham, of course, over the weekend with a last-minute winner as well. That could be really crucial come the end of the season. Guys, there are 85 people watching. Go on, let's get to 85 likes. The target is 100 before kickoff. I'm going to come and read out some more of your comments in a moment, but do drop a like. So we've gone through the starting 11s. Let's just get the table up. You've got to pinch yourself if you're a Sunderland fan. You've got to absolutely pinch yourself. Oh, we've had a donation. Tony, you absolute legend. Let's come to the table in a minute. Let's start with Tony. Tony, you absolute legend. Great to see you, bro. Sunderland 2-0. Well, thank you so much for the donation. It's great to see you too, Tony. And 2-0 Sunderland is a reasonable prediction. I think that could be the case. If anyone was curious to know my prediction, I think I said 2-1 to Sunderland in my predictions video. About 5 days ago now, of course. That was last Wednesday. We're now on Monday night. But thank you, Tony. Absolute legend there. He's going 2-0 to Sunderland. Let's get the table up for you. Oh, where is it? It's all the way over there. Let's move it back. That's fine, isn't it? So you can see the points there. Let's start with Sunderland. 11th now. Okay. You know, the thing you've got to remind yourselves is just look how tight the middle of the table is. Look at the points here. 33, 33, 33, 34, 34, 36. So Sunderland winning today would see them go level on points with Brentford, who are 7th. Brentford's goal difference is quite a bit superior, so Sunderland are not going to overtake them. Well, not tonight anyway. Sunderland can go 8th with a win. A draw would be enough to nudge them above Newcastle, and that could be an interesting battle this season. Those two fighting for who finishes higher. Sunderland definitely had a better start to the season. Newcastle have been better recently, but they have lost their last 2 games. For Sunderland, the form is 5 points in 5. 0-0 with Man City, good result. 1-1 away at Tottenham, decent. 3-0 defeat at Brentford, but then 2-1 winners at home over Palace and a 3-1 defeat away at West Ham. They definitely skew better at home, Sunderland. 7th in the home table, no defeats. And in the away table, 17th. They're not very good away from home, actually. We can say that as a fact now. They were okay away from home earlier this season. They're not very good now, and that's probably why they've been dragged out of the top 7 for now anyway. But it's interesting, isn't it? You know, your home form can still take you quite far when the table is this tight. There's such little amount of consistency in the middle of the table that Sunderland just bashing out loads of home wins might get them a top 7 finish. Anyway, let's have a look at Burnley. Where are we going? All right, here we are. Burnley, 19th in the table. 3 draws in a row. If you could have just turned one of them into a win, and in particular, that Tottenham one, which they were winning going into the final seconds, it gives them an extra 2 points, and then a win tonight would have taken them level with West Ham. You wonder, don't you? Is it going to be one of those seasons where you're like, missed opportunities? 11 points from safety now. And look at the form of Nottingham Forest. Win, draw, win, draw. Leeds, 5 points in 5. West Ham, 6 points in 5. And the other thing, We said Sunderland are better at home. Burnley 18th in the home table, but they're not much better away from home, are they? 19th in the away table. One away win. One away win. And that was away at Wolves, of course. And we've had another donation. What a legend. Thank you so much for donating, Odd Supremacy. I can't actually make sense of that comment. You might have to comment that again, buddy. Thank you so much for the donation, but you might have to comment again because I don't actually understand what the message was there. I apologise. But donations are massively appreciated on the channel, I must say. Thank you to people that subscribe, like Kevin as well. Look, we're going to be focusing on the football in 4 minutes' time, so if you want to have a comment read out, now's your best chance for me to see it. Get your predictions down there, get your comments down there, make sure you've liked and subscribed as well. Need to get a win, says SJ. It'll be 3 points closer to being safe. SJ, are you a Burnley fan or a Sunderland fan? Because I still know that some of the Sunderland fans I speak to, that they still refer to let's get to 40 points as the benchmark this season, which I am massively confident they will do. I suppose if you support the team, it's hard to manage your emotions, but from an outside perspective, you've got to say Sunderland are surely going to get to 40 points, probably over that considerably, and who knows where that could take them. For any Sunderland fans, by the way, worrying about relegation, it is a 13-point gap with 15 games to go for Sunderland and only 14 for West Ham, and there's so much traffic between them as well. So Sunderland fans, some of you that are still saying, oh, we're not safe yet. Well, that's mathematically the case, I guess, but come on, pack it in. You're going to finish quite clear of trouble. Let's have a look at some more predictions. Thank you once again for the donations to those of you that donated. Jensen says, Edwards the Snake. Yeah, of course, at Wolves. And they've lost back-to-back games now. I love you, Matt, says Abiel. Thank you so much. Massively appreciated. Hopefully Sunderland will win. SJ says, who's I presume a Sunderland fan, need to get the win, he said. Left us, and we are still going up, from Jensen, who's referring to Rob Edwards at Middlesbrough. Right, we have got everything set. We've got all our ducks in a row. 2 minutes till kickoff. Thank you to those of you that have joined us tonight. We are now on 68 likes, nearly done 100. We've got 2 minutes to get there, so let's really do a like spike. It really just helps the algorithm. It helps the channel if you do hit the like button. You don't have to, but if you're a football fan and you think I'm all right, go on, drop a like and support the channel. And we'll be focusing on the football very shortly as the players come out at the Stadium of Light. For those of you wondering how these two fared against each other last season, because of course they both played each other in the Championship twice last season, we had a 1-0 win for Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. And that's a really big result from last season because Burnley lost only 2 games in the Championship last year. They did draw a few, I guess, but they only lost 2. And Sunderland were one of the teams that beat them. And then at Turf Moor, Sunderland should have won again, to be fair. They had 2 penalties at the end, incredibly saved by James Trafford to deny Wilson Isidore, wasn't it? And it finished 0-0 at Turf Moor, Burnley, and their blooming incredible defensive record last season, hey? But it's not been great this season, has it? I know it's a step up in league, but as I said in the predictions video, Sunderland have taken to the Premier League like a duck to water. Burnley have taken to it like a child without swimming bands. Right, here we go. Sunderland fans belting out their anthem. Wise men sing. Let's have a look. As long as Sunderland then score 3, says SJ. Hang on, I'm half reading the comments. Let me read them properly because that makes no sense. Let's catch up. Blackburn fan said, hey Matt, who do you think Blackburn should get as head coach now that we've sacked Ismail? Oof. Oh God, that's a tricky question to answer on the spot. Give me a second because the game is getting underway as Burnley get us rolling, get the ball rolling, going from left to right as I see it. Who could Blackburn bring in? Gary Rowett. Go for someone who saved Oxford last season and has experienced in the Championship at these relegation battles. James, good to see you. thoughts on the Hackney goal? Incredible finish, wasn't it? And really good limbs from the Middlesbrough fans who are really starting to believe. Doesn't surprise me that Hayden Hackney did that. He's got that in his locker. And holding on to him this season might just have been the key to what could be getting Middlesbrough promoted. Right, Burnley with possession inside their own half. Esteve smacks it forwards there. Oh, it could be an early chance on here for Burnley. Oh, brilliant pace there from Ukele to get back and go back to Roofs, who thumps it up the pitch. And that'll go out for a Burnley throw-in. Burnley trying to get on the front foot early here. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, I feel like if Burnley score first, there could be a real problem here for Sunderland, but I don't know. You could still envisage Sunderland coming from behind to win. They did that against Crystal Palace in their last home game, of course. 170 people watching, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Great to see all of you. If you didn't already get a prediction in, then quickly get one in now. It still counts. It's 0-0 with only 2 minutes on the clock. So it still counts if you want to get a prediction in. I am going 2-1 to the Black Cats. I'm sorry, Burnley fans. But yeah, it's a quality thing, isn't it? Just going with the team that has been a lot better this season. Sunderland get themselves a throw-in down the right-hand side in the Burnley half. As the camera pans to Regis Labrie, unbeaten in the Premier League at home this season. And they've played Arsenal at home. They've played Man City at home. There's a real chance Sunderland could go all season unbeaten at home, which almost feels unheard of for a promoted team. It must be. When was the last time? I mean, if someone's good at stats, when was the last time a promoted team went unbeaten all season at home? Here comes Sunderland now. Here's Lefay. Ball goes out wide. Chance maybe to put the cross in here. Here it goes. Oh, God, it's gone up in the air. It's looped. It's not very well cleared there by Burnley, and Lyle Foster now looks to bring it away. Although, did he put his hand up? Yeah, that came off his hand. So Sunderland get a free kick halfway inside the Burnley half. Let's catch up on some comments. A few predictions here. Cole Turner says it's going to be 2-0 to Sunderland. Paul, the Oxford fan, says it'll be 3-0 to Sunderland. Larry says it'll be 2-1 to Burnley. I agree. 2-1 to Sunderland's a good shout. Stuart says 4-0 Sunderland. Cole said 2-0. Yeah, most of you going for Sunderland. And an early chance here for them to take the lead. As long as we get the points, needing to be safe, mission accomplished. I get the point, but like I said, surely you don't have to worry about that this season. Here we go. Sunderland free kick is going to be taken by Enzo Lefay. It's swung in. It's half cleared by Burnley. Sunderland are going to recycle the ball here. The ball goes out to Lefay on the left-hand side now. Nice. Diarra puts a cross in. Well headed out. And it remains 0-0 as we come up to 4 minutes. Sunderland just probing at the moment. Burnley got every man in their final third. But it's not relentless pressure. It is just probing, as I say, at this stage. The ball's going to run out here for a Burnley goal kick. Well shielded by Kyle Walker. Let's catch up on some more comments. Are you going to Middlesbrough versus Coventry? Yes, I am. And I got my ticket for Coventry versus West Brom. So I will be going to Coventry Oxford, Coventry Middlesbrough, West Brom Coventry. I'm 50-50 about Sheffield United away. And then I think there's an away game I'm doing in March as well. I always try and get to half of the away games and all of the home games. Here comes Sunderland. Ball goes to Kyle Walker, who heads it back to Dubravka. 0-0. It stays. Stuart says Coventry will bottle it again. Well, we've never been in this position, so to say we'll bottle it again doesn't make a lot of sense. Could we bottle it? Yeah. Have we blown our lead over second and third? Yeah. Are we still top though? Yeah. So, you know, it is in our hands, but it might not be that much longer if we keep going the way we are. So, yeah, I've got to be honest, guys. I'm a little bit worried when it comes to Coventry. Not majorly, but I am a little bit. I was thinking it was going to be a bit more comfortable a few weeks ago, but there you go. I'm a fool. The Championship is unforgiving. Do you think Sunderland have a chance against Arsenal at the Emirates? Let's see how tonight plays out first, but probably not. That is a game too far, surely, for Sunderland, isn't it? You know, definitely at the Stadium of Light, you fancy them. I mean, they drew with them, didn't they, at the Stadium of Light? But Arsenal at the Emirates, and they will be purring after that win over Leeds at Ellen Road. Guys, let me know who you support. Let's see how many different fans we have got in the live chat right now. There's nearly 200 people watching. We haven't even hit 100 likes yet. We're on 92. Go on, hit that like button and comment down in the live chat with the team you support. Let's see how many different fans we have got in here. And feel free to share your thoughts on your team's transfer activity. Of course, it was deadline day today. Very quiet in the Premier League. We had Strand Larsen going to Palace just after the window shut. And that is about it, unless I've missed anything since I've been streaming this game. Here come Burnley. Kyle Walker down the right-hand side. Goes back to Ugachukwu. The ball goes out to the left-hand side now. Can Burnley get that ball in the box? The thing is that this game, if you think Burnley have still got a chance, then this is a really big game, isn't it? If you win this, it's 4 unbeaten in the Premier League, 5 in all comps, if you include that FA Cup win over Millwall, and the gap would be down to 8 points. So a Burnley win here maybe just keeps them going, but it has to be a win, as I say. Are they going to push for the win? I don't think they'll come here for a draw, will they? They know they've got to get the win. Here they come. Early chance here for Burnley. Cross goes in. Oh, it's gathered quite comfortably by Roofs. Let's catch up on some more comments. How many different fans have we got in here? Middlesbrough, Portsmouth, Liverpool. Hey, JB. Good to see you, my man. What a great result for Brentford, by the way. I did not see that come in. Well done. And I hope you're well, JB. Massive supporter of the channel for some time, and I really appreciate that. I've got a Sheffield United fan, Birmingham fan, Everton, Leeds, Pompey, Brentford, Chelsea, Coventry. You're all very welcome. Here comes Sunderland. Oh, nice layoff there from Robbie. Chance here. Early chance here for the Black Cats. Shot deflected. Goal for Sunderland. First real chance of the game. And it's 1-0 to the Black Cats. It takes a big deflection, but Sunderland don't care. 1-0. Great build-up. Robbie played a massive part in the build-up for that. But it's Diarra who gets the goal. Who does it come off? Is it Ugachukwu? Well, who needs Granit Xhaka at the moment, hey? What a goal that is. Great build-up from Sunderland. It really is the first chance of the game, to be honest. Robbie and Diarra linking up nicely. Diarra does so well in terms of just shaking off a few defenders and then finding a pocket of space to pull the trigger after the ball had kind of gone behind him. He had to readjust. And I think it is Ugachukwu who tries to block it, and it doesn't do the keeper any favours. He might have saved that anyway, because it wasn't actually a great strike. It's a great build-up from Diarra. Everything but the finish was great, but then actually you could say the finish was fine because it deflected in. I'm not taking anything away from that. 1-0 Sunderland. Bit harsh on Burnley. They've not done anything wrong yet, but there you go. It's the Premier League. Oh dear. Ugachukwu. The camera pans in on him. And now if Burnley are going to be the first team to win at the Stadium of Light this season, they're going to have to do it from behind. Ball pumped forwards here by the Clarets. Sunderland go back to Roofs. And Roofs smashes it long. Oh my gosh, Brobby might be in now. Brobby! And he's got pace. Brobby! always held up well there. Good defending from Burnley. It was about 4 defenders on 1 striker. So Robbie is forced backwards now. But Sunderland keep the ball. And if they can go and get a quick second, I think we know what the outcome of this game's going to be. Oscar Bob to Fulham, very happy, says Tony. Matt, if Coventry get promoted, what away days do you think you might go to? As many as I can, to be honest. That's the way it is in the Championship as well. I do go to as many as I can. I go to about half. The demand will go through the roof if we're in the Premier League. And obviously, it's very exciting, isn't it? If we go up, because it's all these grounds that most Coventry fans will have not ever been to. But yeah, we will see. We'll have that conversation maybe in a few months' time if we go up. Because it's not certain, is it? Here come Burnley now. Good through ball, but well mopped up there by Alderete. Sunderland. I love this from Sunderland. They're just going straight down the other end. Talby. They want that second goal, don't they? Chance here. Cross comes in. Headed away. You've got to be careful here, Burnley. That's a push, isn't it? Yeah. Free kick to Sunderland. Naughty from Esteve. Esteve, isn't it? People don't say Esteve. Have a like from me, says Chubby Rain. Thank you. Hey, we hit 100 likes. We've got 100 likes now. Thank you for your support. Let's go for 200 next. We've got a Sunderland free kick on the right-hand side of the box. Chance to whip it in and put Burnley in a very difficult position. M. King says, Matt, you have done so much to promote the club. Perhaps Doug will give you a seat deal. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, do you know what? I think Coventry, in the last couple of years, have got better at working on loads of different stuff off the pitch. Oh, hang on. I'll come back to what I was saying in a minute. Chance if... Oh, my goodness me. Where is that going? Never mind. It was worth a go. Mukiele tries a shot when the ball came to the edge of the box, and he sends it nearly out for a throw-in. Goal kick to Burnley. Went like that. It just went completely the wrong way. It was curling away from goal. You were making a point about Doug King. Yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it, to do some work with the club or something. But yeah, I was going to make the point that, legend DJ Pollard has donated that Coventry have been networking when it comes to the content creators, I guess, haven't they? You know, they've helped out with Jonah. They got really involved with that, and he did a really good vlog. Most Coventry fans will have seen it, but if you haven't already, he did a really good vlog where he's in the VIP and he met all the players. There's Connor, who I believe, he does the the ball's cleared away. Goal throw into Sunderland, who does the videos with the players on the training ground. And then myself, Finn, Alex Craig, we all got shirts, didn't we? Which was a really nice gesture from the club. So it'd be nice to do something like with the players or something. But yeah, they've definitely been more proactive with the fan base off the pitch and stuff. And in general, you know, getting the enemy to perform at the CBS, all the fireworks and stuff. Doug King is doing as much as he can to try and basically breed positivity, isn't he? That was the key to the start of our season, I think. Positivity and continuity. But it's all kind of slowed down a bit now, hasn't it, for Coventry? I tell you what, it's not slowing down for Sunderland this season, is it? A win today takes them 8th. They're 1-0 up. They've got a throw-in inside Burnley's half here. Let's catch up on some comments. We had DJ Pollard donating. Thank you so much. He says, what do you think about Reading's transfer business this window? And do you think Rob Coig hang Noel Hunt to try with the new signings that we've made this window? Chance if Sunderland cleared away. Who is it you got again? I have to remind myself. You got a couple of players from the Championship Why has that gone out of my head for a second, DJ Pollard? I liked your business. We spoke about this the other day, and I was saying there's a real chance you can make the playoffs this season. The results recently have been a bit mixed, haven't they? But you did go on that great run. I have to remind myself who you brought in. A couple of championship players, weren't they? Will Keane, yes, I saw that. Hayden Roberts. Yeah, actually brought in 5 or 6 players. Ryan Namby. And Ben Ward from Accrington Stanley. I don't know a lot about him, to be honest. I'm not very well versed on League 2 players. You pushed the boat out, though. I like your business, I must say. And I wouldn't have thought a few months ago that Reading would be in the playoff race, but here they are, and they're going for it. So, yeah, you've got every chance. In fact, that reminds me, League 1 predictions tomorrow with Benjamin Bloom. You'll have to remind me who you're playing, DJ Pollard. Can Reading win their next game? Chance here for Sunderland. Cross comes in. Talby. Oh, flicks it wide. Goal kick to Burnley, but Sunderland are the team very much in the ascendancy. They've got the goal, and now the crowd is on side. You know, first, to be honest, up until the goal, first 8 minutes or whatever, it was very even. I know it's only 8 minutes, but there wasn't much in it at all. Sunderland get a goal, and now the crowd's up, and Burnley are very much on the back foot. Can they turn the tide? They've got to be careful not to go 2 goals down, haven't they? Let's have a little look at Reading's fixture for tomorrow, though, for DJ Pollard. Thank you once again for the donation. Because we have got League 1 predictions. And they're away at Wimbledon. And, of course, they beat Northampton in their last game. They had a couple of Desmonds, didn't they, against Exeter and Barnsley. And League 1 is very tight this season. So Reading are 10th, 8 points off the playoffs with 2 games in hand. It's doable. Let's catch up on some comments. Good evening, mate. Says Paul, do you think Oxford stay up? Well, I'll tell you what, Paul. I hope you lose the next game. Oh, no, not the next game, because you've got Oxford. You've got Sheffield United tomorrow. You can do what you want in the next game. I hope you lose on Saturday, and then if you want to stay up, go for it. I think you've actually got a decent chance with West Brom getting drawn into it, and the fact that Matt Bloomfield's picked up 5 points in the first 4. I know the defeat to Birmingham was a setback, but three games avoiding defeat is quite encouraging for a team that's 23rd. I think they've got a chance, haven't they? Oxford are always battling. They've got a never give up mentality around the club. Chance here for Burnley. Kyle Walker. Back to Ugachukwu. Can Burnley get an immediate equaliser? And yeah, like I say, turn the tide a bit. Cross comes in, headed away. Very easy for Sunderland, the defensive work they've had to do today so far. And this is the problem for Burnley. Sunderland will now break, and Robbie has pace. Ball goes out wide now. Burnley get back in their numbers, and the chance fades. But Sunderland are lightning quick when they come away with the ball, and Burnley are all out of position. Can Sunderland beat Liverpool at home? I think they could, yeah. I give Sunderland more of a chance of beating Liverpool at home than getting anything at Arsenal away. I think we might see Sunderland continue this really good home form and maybe continue to stutter away from home, especially if they've got Arsenal next. No shame in losing that, though. Matt, I might see you at the West Brom Coventry match, says Reese. Yes, if you see me, say hello. I've ordered my ticket for that one. Looking forward to it. Or am I? Coventry are rubbish away from home at the moment. Oh, dear. Matt, when are championship predictions? Wednesday. Hopefully we will have a guest for this week. We've got a guest lined up for Premier League predictions. And as for the return of Sophie, I still really don't know. It's just like, it'll probably come at very short notice, like maybe in March or April, depending on how she is. I'll be like, right, Sophie says she can come back next week or something, but I don't want to rush her. I'm going to leave that to her. Hi, Matt. Who scored? It was Diarra, and I believe it will go down as his goal. Yeah, because it was on target. It did take a massive deflection off Ugachukwu, and I don't think it... I think it would have been saved. But if it was on target, it's his goal. 20 on the clock, 1-0 to Sunderland. The Black Cats lump the ball forwards there, and Robbie gives chase, but Burnley deal with it. All the best to Sophie. Is it Callum Fowler? No, we should do some work with Callum. I think most of you will know who Callum Fowler is. I like him. He does his own championship predictions, of course, and then on Premier League predictions, he works with Conor McGilligan. It's a good show. Check that out. So I don't know if that would work. Maybe we'll get him on for another video at some point, though. Burnley keeping the ball around the halfway line at the moment. Sunderland happy to let them have it. Is YouTube your primary income? It is, yes. I wouldn't be able to be on here as much as I am if it wasn't. I know some people might see, oh, he's done a 20-minute video today. 20 minutes. There's a lot goes into all sorts. The recording, the setting up, the recording, the research, the editing process, the thumbnails, the graphics, the uploading, all that kind of stuff. And then you start moving on to what you're doing the next day, and with your own personal lives, it takes up a bit of time. It's a great job, by the way. I'm sounding, it almost sounds like miserable. Oh, it's hard work doing YouTube. It really is the best job. I absolutely love it. And it's down to you guys that I can do it. Thank you once again to those of you that are subscribed to the channel. Any of you watching that have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, keep your comments coming. We've got a free kick here for Burnley, halfway inside the Sunderland half. Mukiele committing the foul here. And Edwards stands over this. You've got to be chipping it into the box here, really. But Sunderland have gone for a high line here. Everyone is lined up on the edge of the D. So it's going to be Pires who's going to cross it in. He's got to kind of float it because the players are going to have to make a real run into the box from their starting position here. Here we go then. Burnley free kick. Pires puts two hands up. What's he signalling? Oh, he's gone for a pass. And the ball goes back to Pires. Oh my gosh, what happened there? Free kick to Sunderland now. What happened there? What a waste of a free kick. If I was a Burnley fan, I would be fuming with that. What was that? They didn't even get the ball into the box. Deary me. Let's catch up on some more comments. Who do you prefer, Sunderland or Newcastle? I am not answering that because I will lose half of my subscribers from either of them. They're both brilliant, fantastic clubs. Such a weasel sitting on the fence. I'll let you guys answer that one. Who do you prefer? Duckfather says Newcastle over Sunderland for me. John says Newcastle, great weekend away, that is. Here's a good question. What are some of your favourite similar channels from rival clubs? I watch a Pompey one and a West Brom one, but like yours, even though I'm not a Cov fan. Good question. I watch a lot of Championship stuff, to be honest, because that's where my team is. And I always like to watch non-Coventry fans' perspectives on Coventry because it is good to get that outside perspective. As far as Coventry stuff goes, I've always watched Alex Craig, of course. Benjamin Bloom is like massive inspiration for my channel and privileged to work with him. Ben HD, of course. Other channels. Blades Ramble. There's a Sheffield United one. As far as Sunderland go, I watch Michael Bowers. He does Sunderland content. 4-0 written all over it. Portsmouth guy. Callum Fowler, of course, I watch. What about you guys? What other channels do you really like? As long as I'm your number one, then we're all right. But if I'm not, then you're in trouble. Who else do I watch? Oh, that's poor from Burnley. They're having quite a bit of the ball. Sunderland are happy for Burnley to have it. Sunderland are just, they've got the goal. They're sitting off a little bit. It reminds me of the playoff semi-finals against them. They're just trying to hit Burnley on the counter. And Burnley really poor with the ball, sloppy passes, and they've just knocked it out of play under no pressure. So it's a throw-in for Sunderland now. Oh, donation. Thank you so, so much. I love your content. What do you think of the themes around Pompey's transfer so far? All the players have surnames starting with A until today. What's your predictions for tomorrow's game? I didn't even see that all your players you've signed have second names start with an A. I have gone for a 1-1 draw tomorrow, by the way, and that was before Portsmouth beat West Brom 3-0. So in my last Championship predictions video, I said Pompey would beat West Brom 2-1. They did win, but it was 3-0. And then I said I think they'll get a draw against Ipswich 1-1. And I stand by that. I do think you'll get something tomorrow. I hope you do, of course, as a Coventry fan, to slow down Ipswich. But, I mean, Ipswich are really good still. But I do think with it being at Fratton Park, Pompey have a real chance of getting something. Wouldn't rule you out of winning it, but I think it might be a draw. Of course, Yang came from Portsmouth over to Coventry. Let's have a look at some of the players you brought in. Keshi Anderson from Birmingham. Yeah, it's a decent pickup. Ebu Adams. Yeah, no, well, he came in obviously a few weeks ago, didn't he? Scored against Southampton. So I'd say you've had a decent window looking at a couple of the players you brought in there at Portsmouth. I think Portsmouth have got enough to stay up. If you were going to push me for a prediction on the relegation battle, well, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday are gone. I think, I don't want to say Oxford are gone, but they're probably the next favourites, aren't they? And then Blackburn, but West Brom are in real trouble now. Charlton, I think, might just have enough, and I think Portsmouth have enough, and I think Norwich do as well. So it might be 2 from 3 at the moment, but you would feel weird to see West Brom go down, wouldn't it? You wouldn't have thought they'd go down. But they are a mess. Here come Sunderland. Burnley get back into position. Burnley, I think Burnley are a bit scared here of going 2-0 down. So when they've got the ball, they're not quite gambling enough, but you've got to. Sunderland managing this really well. They're having a little spell with the ball now as they knock it around their back line. 1-0 it remains. And thank you once again to those of you that have donated. We've had a donation from a Birmingham fan now. Thoughts on Brum's window? We just finished with Panzo. Yes, of course. Formerly of Coventry City. A quick word on Panzo from me. Well, that was 3 years ago we had him. So I would say he could do a real job because when he came in, he was okay. There was a couple of mistakes in him. He got a red card in a FA Cup game for blocking a shot with his hand, I think. That was against Wrexham, wasn't it? Made a big mistake in the playoff final, which he got away with. But there are positives. I thought he was a bit of a threat with the ball, a threat from set pieces. He was good with the ball, good at bringing it out from the back, if that's what Birmingham are going with here. So I think Panzo is a decent addition. Not sure if he's a starter for Birmingham. I would have thought with the defenders you've already got, you've got your Claras, your Neumanns. I think Birmingham have got a really strong back line, but he's good backup for the depth, I would say, at Birmingham City, who might still be in with a shout of the playoffs, maybe. Let's catch up on some comments. Thank you so much for those of you that have donated, by the way. I really, really appreciate it. Jay Vlogs says he likes Benjamin Bloom and me. Yeah, the dream team. Appreciate that. Oh, what a crunching challenge that was, by the way. Here comes Sunderland. Brobby turns. Oh, Talby. Still a chance. Here we go. Shot from the box. Edge of the box. Oh, straight at the keeper. That was a real good chance. If Enzo Lefebvre puts that in the corner, that probably beats the keeper. It was just straight at him. Oh, nice here from Jaden Anthony as Burnley look to counter. He's brought down. Jaden Anthony does really well. And he draws the foul from Enzo Lefebvre. Burnley, here's an idea. Cross this one into the box. Actually try and make Roofs work because he's not had to do anything in this game so far. I'll try and catch up on some comments. Talking Rangers. There you go. Let's catch up on some more comments. Benjamin Bloom, Matt Spear, I saw that one. Anfield Agenda. Yeah, if you're a Liverpool fan, that's a good one. Any classic Prem team you would like to see go up? Example, Blackburn or Hull. I would really love to see Sheffield Wednesday get to the Premier League one day. And it's not going to happen for at least 2-3 years now because they're going down to League One. But maybe if they go down, they might come back stronger. But I want to see a team that's as big as Sheffield Wednesday, because Wednesday are a real massive club for the Championship. They are, historically. And they've also not been in the top flight for 26 years. So I'd like to see teams that have been out for a real long time make a return. Obviously, like I say, it's not realistic to see Wednesday in the Premier League for a couple of years, though. Nice ball over the top here. Oh, lovely. Here's a real chance here for Sunderland. Oh, 2-0. What are Burnley doing? Is that Diarra again? Who was that? No, it was... yeah, it was. It's Diarra again. Wow, he's having a great game. Well done, Sunderland. Burnley are in the mud, aren't they? They are getting punished here by the Black Cats, who are going for the throat. And it's a great build-up. Look at that ball down the right-hand side. Nice touch to control it because it zipped, didn't it? It zipped across the pitch. The ball was cut back. And who was that nearly blocked the cross? It shouldn't have fallen to Diarra. It really shouldn't have. It was... was that Esteve who tried to block the cross? No, it's Florentino. So basically, ball down the right-hand side. It's quite easy from Sunderland, or they're making it look easy. Ball's cut across. You think Florentino's going to block it, but he kind of slips, and then it just falls to Diarra. And it's not the best strike. The keeper gets some good hands on that, and he still goes in the bottom corner. So 2-0 to Sunderland. Burnley, wow, a long way back from here. Well, do you know what I said at the start of today's stream? Sunderland can go level on points with Brentford today, but they're not going to overtake them. Well, if this keeps going the way it is, they actually could. I think if they win by, is it 6 goals, they can overtake them. It might be 7. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but you get my point. This has the feels of a sort of 3-0 Sunderland about it, doesn't it, at the moment? So there you go. If you've just joined us, Sunderland have just gone 2-0 up. Habib Diarra at the double. Matt, if Coventry go up, will you still cover the Championship? Yes, absolutely. That's one thing I've always said. If Coventry go up or go down, I would still cover the Championship because it is... I still think... Is it the best league? I think entertainment-wise it is. I know we all, as Championship fans, the dream is to get to the Premier League, isn't it? But you see the teams that go up, their fans, like Leeds United, Sunderland and Burnley, maybe not so much Sunderland at the moment, but a lot of them say, I missed the Championship, it was great fun. Sunderland fans are loving the Premier League though, aren't they, this season? Ball flicked forwards here. Sunderland might try and get a third before half-time. Throw in for the Black Cats. John asks, when are Leicester getting a points deduction? Your guess is as good as mine. I thought it would have happened by now. You would imagine it'll happen before the end of this season, but it's just you're just hearing nothing half the time. I think was it in December or something? They were like, right, it's the hearing, it's going to happen now. And then we're now in February and it's still nothing. So, I don't know. If they get hit with a big chunk, like a 9-point deduction, they could go down this season. Genuinely. They're not my pick to go down, but they could, is the point I'm making. A chance here for Burnley. The cross goes in. Sunderland deal with it. And here they come on the counter now. Talby bringing it away and they lose it. And now Kyle Walker is going to switch it up with a diagonal ball. It's not very good. It's headed away by Ballard. But Burnley pick it up again. Burnley really need 1 before half-time. Good pass there from Florentino. Cross comes in. It's going to be a corner for Burnley. well blocked by Alderete. Burnley need a goal, don't they? They need it. Adnan says Burnley are going down. NFFC 2000 says Forest fan here. Burnley really worry me. I think they could catch us. I think that might be sarcasm. Oh, the poor Burnley fans. They're stuck in this cycle, aren't they? Just always too good for the Championship and never good enough for the Premier League. Reese says, how is Sophie? Send some love. I will. She's doing okay. Potentially some good news. As I've said previously, I don't like having to explain her whole personal life because that's private, isn't it? You know, what's going on with her at the moment. She doesn't want it all aired everywhere. But as you do know, most of you, she did have her baby early. And hopefully this week he will be leaving the hospital, which would be really, really good news. Who do you think will go down, Matt? Asks Adnan. Wolves, Burnley, and probably West Ham. I did predict that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sticking with that now. Unless we get a real swing, I think that is going to be the three, isn't it? Who've West Ham got next? Have they got Burnley? I think they do, don't they? So Burnley v West Ham is at the weekend. The thing is, if Burnley win that game, that might just take them both down. If Burnley can win this game and then the West Ham game, they've got a chance. But I just feel like if they lose tonight, which it looks like they are going to, almost run out of time, haven't they? They'll have to go on an incredible run to stay up, wouldn't they? Anyway, we're about to get this Burnley corner after a long wait. Here we go. Corner to come in for the Clarets. It's not a good one. Headed away. Only as far as the edge of the box. Kyle Walker recycles it. And they're offside. Blooming hell. Burnley are shocking, aren't they? You know, and I'm not trying to be horrible. If you're a Burnley fan watching the stream right now, you must agree with me. This is so frustrating, isn't it? I think Sunderland have played really well so far today, but they've been helped out by Burnley just making primary score mistakes. They have not got a cutting edge tonight, have they? Not yet, anyway. Let's catch up on some comments. Burger Boy says it'd be hilarious if West Ham go down. Well, it's a real possibility, isn't it? And just that stadium in the Championship. West Ham versus Stevenage, or West Ham v Lincoln in the Championship next season as a league game. It just feels strange, doesn't it? But it is a possibility. Sunderland with possession here. If they can ride out a 2-0 to half-time, they'll be happy. But to be honest, if anyone's going to score before half-time, it's probably going to be Sunderland again, isn't it? I mean, how many chances have Sunderland had today? Probably about 4. I mean, how many shots have they had? We can get that up. Doesn't feel like they've actually had like many shots. But they've really punished Burnley, haven't they? They've had 5 shots. Their XG's fairly low. Look at Burnley's XG. I don't know if the BBC is not doing what it should be doing, but look at that. Look at that, by the way. That can't be right. Or maybe it is. Burnley have been that bad. Jesus. Let's come off that. That's depressing. That is so depressing. Oh, dear. Wolves versus Lincoln feels like a crazy Championship game, says Duckfather. Yeah. It's going to be some proper mismatches, isn't there? With some big clubs going down and some smallish clubs coming up. That's not to belittle them, but, you know, when was the last time Lincoln were in the Championship? It'll be great if they can get up. It looks like they might be able to, but, yeah, some proper weird ones. It's a bit like, do you remember when Yeovil came up to the Championship about 15 years ago, about 14 years ago? Yeovil in the Championship. They were locking horns with Leeds United and Nottingham Forest. Yeovil. And they're now in like... Are they in the National League South now? No, I think they're in the National League, aren't they? I think they're about mid-table in the National League. But they went down to the National League South. I'm sure they did. Oh, we've had a donation. Thank you so much. We'll read that out just after this Burnley chance probably comes to nothing. Let's see. They're toying with it down the left-hand side. Cross comes in now. It's headed away by Ballard, and Sunderland deal with it. In the NFL, Tom Brady had a 7-1 record versus JJ Watt. Guess we'll see them face off again next season with Birmingham versus Burnley. Lol. Yeah, there you go. What do we think about Burnley's chances next season? If we're considering them to be a championship team next year, which I am, I naturally just say, yeah, they're always too good for it. They'll go back up. But after what we've seen from the relegated teams in the championship this season, who knows? The championship looks to be really strong next season based on the potential teams that are going to be in it. Because, you know, you've got maybe 2 or all 3 of the parachute teams this season not going up. If Birmingham don't go up and Wrexham don't go up, they're going to be really strong with the budgets they've got. And then you've got 3 more teams coming down. So, yeah, the championship next year could be very, very competitive. But thank you once again for the donation there. Matt SB deserves 900,000 likes, says Louise. Well, let's try and do it. What a brilliant comment that was. I'm not giving up until we hit 900,000 likes. What are we on? 173 likes. Come on. I want 900,000. Do hit the like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's try and push to 900,000. Here come Burnley down the right-hand side. Can they get 1 goal before half-time just to make it interesting? Kyle Walker goes inside. They really haven't tested the keeper, have they? Well, that's what the stats tell us. They haven't even had a shot. Get it in the box. Come on, do something. What we do know about Burnley, though, based on their last couple of games against Liverpool and Man United, is they are ruthless when they get chances. So they always have low XG, but then they pop up with a goal. So maybe don't be surprised if they do get a goal out of nowhere. But it's just hard to see it coming right now, isn't it? Here's Ugachukwu. Ball inside. Oh, what a great challenge that is from Enzo Lefebvre. And Sunderland lose it. Burnley get it back. Couple of minutes to half-time. Just makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it, if Burnley get a goal? But it probably is game over if Sunderland get a third. Here they come now, the Black Cats. And they lose it. Burnley keep the ball again. Let's have a look at some comments. Coventry are to this season what Sheffield United were last season. That's my concern. That is my concern. If Coventry finish 3rd and then lose the playoff final in the most agonising way, I think I would genuinely not recover. I think that would put me off football because we've been battered so much as Coventry fans. Like, the fact that we obviously went down to League 2 and had to play home games at Northampton and Birmingham was hard. And then when we've been on the rise, we've still had to deal with so much heartbreak, losing in the playoff final on penalties, the FA Cup semi-final on penalties, the playoff semi-final last year in stoppage time. So if we somehow don't go up this season, which is a possibility, then I don't know. I think I'll have to terminate the channel. just have to hide. Right, let's have a look at some comments. Matt, imagine West Brom and Walsall in the same league next season. Yeah, that could happen, couldn't it? Crossing paths in League One. It's interesting, isn't it, at this stage of the season, when you consider which teams might go up and might go down, and you start to think of some like extreme ones, like who's the biggest club in the Championship relegation battle? Right, let's put them in League One. Who could go up from League Two? Right, let's put like Bromley v West Brom. That could be a League One game next season. Bromley are flying. You know, they're a pretty small club, aren't they? They only just came up through the National League 2 years ago, didn't they? Ugachukwu picks up a yellow card here for Burnley. As we head into first half stoppage time. I'm just pausing the timer there so we have it ready for the second half. 4 minutes added though. So even though the timer is paused, just ignore that because we are in first half stoppage time now. 4 minutes added. Sunderland free kick here. A chance to kill the game. Could Diarra get a hat-trick maybe? Cross comes in. Oh, Ballard's there. Oh, Diarra's there. Oh. Burnley deal with it. A couple of the Sunderland players appealing for a handball there. That might get checked, but I don't know. I didn't see much myself. Burnley come away with it. We've played 1 of the 4 added minutes. John says, Walsall have melted. They're not going up. Blown so many accas lately because of them. They did this last season as well, John. They were miles clear last season. Even clearer than Coventry have been this season. And they somehow didn't go up. And for Walsall as well, how heartbreaking was last season. Because on the final day, they won. They were winning. But Bradford scored in the last minute to steal 3rd place away from them. And then they still managed to get to the playoff final. And then they lost that. Poor old Walsall, eh? Here come Sunderland. Oh, that's really nice. They look very comfortable. They're knocking the ball around with a bit of swaz. Here we go. Bit of swagger is what I meant to say there. Swaz is what you put on the ball, isn't it? One of my funniest Brum memories is being drew away to you guys in the cup. Yeah. I remember I went to those games because we played you twice because we drew the first game, didn't we? And the Birmingham fans were singing to the Coventry fans, "You're in my seat." And then I think we sung it back to them when we were in the away end for the reverse game. Good times. Thank you for the donation, by the way, buddy. Really appreciate that. We've got quite a few Birmingham fans that follow the channel, which is massively appreciated. Sunderland knocking the ball around without much intent to get a 3rd at the moment. But it's just the fact that Burnley don't really know what to do. I think Burnley are just going to be happy to get in at half-time 2-0. I think this is just petering out this first half now. The fans are all slowly heading towards the kiosks to get their half-time hot dogs and burgers and what other refreshments they do at the Stadium of Light. Pies. Cardiff are doing a Brum, says Louise. Yeah, they look very good. I don't know if they'll get as many points as Birmingham did last season because Birmingham broke the record, didn't they? But Cardiff, I think Cardiff probably get 100 points the way they're going. Well, they drew at the weekend, didn't they? They drew with Burton. Here come Burnley. Maybe one last chance before the half-time whistle goes. Oh, they've had a shot. Was that Maxime Esteve who tried it from the angle? It hits the side netting. And it's a goal kick to Sunderland with seconds to go before the half-time whistle. Saar says Coventry have had a very decent average attendance. You're going the right way. Yeah, we absolutely are. We're averaging 30,000 this season, which is incredible. I know Coventry fans get a lot of stick from people saying, well, where were you? There's a lot to it. There's a lot of context to it with how the owners just drove everyone away. And there is the half-time whistle, guys. So keep your comments coming. I'm going to read them out, but let's just give you a little half-time review. It's just pretty comfortable, isn't it? It almost feels a little bit like two teams from a different league. It feels like Sunderland are a Premier League team and Burnley are a Championship team, which is probably what they're going to be next season. First 8 minutes, there was nothing to it. Burnley looked all right, and then you get one goal from Diarra. It was the first chance of the game. It takes a massive deflection, but, you know, he did so much good work in the build-up with Brobby to get it. And the game really just changes from there. That, you know, Burnley just... Well, not that they'd done a lot in the first 8 minutes, but they looked relatively comfortable. And now they look a bit nervous, don't they? There's another goal from Diarra to make it 2-0. And it's not a pretty finish. The keeper maybe should do better, but he doesn't. Let's turn that off. And it goes in. The keeper pushes it into the corner of the goal. It goes in for 2-0. And Burnley have offered nothing. We looked at those stats. Let's get them up. I think they've now had one shot in that first half. But if you're wondering, what's happened. They've had 2. I don't remember the first. I don't remember the other one. This is just the stats. And it does paint the picture of what I'm watching. I know some people say stats aren't everything, but this does feel like what I've watched. Look at that XG. Blimmin' heck. I mean, Sunderland's XG, they've overperformed because there's a deflection and well, yeah, the keeper probably should have saved the other one, but Burnley, 0.01. What am I watching? They just... they look defeated, don't they? Let's catch up on some comments. Anyone watching it as well, do feel free to share your thoughts. If not, feel free to get some questions in while it's half time. Let's catch up with you guys. Let's have a little swig of the old drink. Energy drink, guys. I need it to perform on a live stream for 2.5 hours. I know it's such hard work, isn't it, talking to you guys? Watching a football match. No, it's a late one. I got up early this morning and I've had a busy day, so I know I shouldn't be having a drink like that this time of night, but you will have to allow me it. Let's catch up on your comments, guys. Any questions? Get them in. Thank you, by the way, to those of you that have donated tonight. We have had so many, which is massively appreciated. You do not have to donate, guys. It is free to drop a like. That is massively appreciated as well. So do drop a like. And if anyone watching hasn't hit the subscribe button, then we could get close to 122,000 tonight. So hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And if you're a football fan, get involved. Loads of content coming this week. Let's catch up on some comments. Where were we? Duckfather says it's a plug for Monster. That would be a fantastic sponsorship for me. Who's your top 4 for the Championship next year? Oh, that's really tough, Gavin, because we don't know who's going to be in there. I'm going to say Burnley will be in the top 4 of the Championship next season. I would imagine Wolves should be. And then if West Ham go down, they should be, of course. And then it's about who doesn't go up this season. You know, if Wrexham and Birmingham are both in the Championship next season, you'd imagine that they're going to be in the top 6 conversation again. And of course, the current top 4, only 3 of them can go up maximum. If Coventry don't go up this season, I don't even want to think about being in the Championship next season. But it's a possibility, isn't it? I don't know. Coventry could have a real hangover if we don't go up this year. Look at Sheffield United. I know they sacked the manager, and I'm not sure if we'd sack Frank Lampard, but I don't know. Ipswich, if they don't go up this year, I think they'll be strong next year. I wouldn't have thought they'd sack McKenna if they don't go up this year. They'd have to do really badly to consider that because of how much credit he's got there. Middlesbrough, if they didn't go up this year, they could be strong again next year. And then same for Hull City, but we've just got to see who goes up this year first, I guess. Let's have a look. I presume you are a Coventry fan, so what do you think of Sunderland? Asks Farah. Some of you, obviously, that are neutrals won't know that there is a bit of a running rivalry between Coventry and Sunderland, which stems back to 1977, when Coventry and Sunderland were both top-flight teams, and Coventry effectively relegated Sunderland. Well, we did on the final day. Us and Bristol City and Sunderland were all in the battle to stay up. Coventry, oh, what a legend. Thank you, Tony. I'll come and read that out in a second. Thank you so, so much. Don't tell me what to do. So basically, on the final day of the season in 1977, Coventry, Bristol City and Sunderland, one of those 3 were going to go down. Coventry were playing Bristol City. The game got delayed. Sunderland lost their game against Everton. And I think Jimmy Hill put it up on the scoreboard. Sunderland have lost. So Coventry and Bristol City played out a draw in the final couple minutes to send Sunderland down so they could both stay up. And Sunderland have never forgiven Coventry and Jimmy Hill, the Sunderland fans from that era. And there's been other times where Coventry have relegated Sunderland. 1997, we relegated them. And then when we've played each other recently in the Championship and League One, it gets a bit toxic. And then they've done us, haven't they, in the playoffs last year. So that's been difficult for Coventry fans to accept. But yeah, I do admire them as a big club. They are a huge club that have always been a Premier League club in my view, especially when I was growing up. And I kind of enjoy the rivalry, but I'm not a zealot personally. I'm not the sort of person who gets drawn into like the confrontational side of things. But I like the atmosphere when it gets tasty. But yeah, you've got to respect how well they're doing this season, I must say. Even though it could have been Coventry, but there you go. Maybe it'll be our turn this year. Who knows? Let's catch up on some more comments. Tony says, what did you think about Fulham and Manchester United? That was a brilliant game, wasn't it? How good has the Michael Carrick era been at Manchester United, by the way? I thought Fulham battled back really well. Great goal to make it 2-2, wasn't it? And there's a great goal from Sesko, wasn't it, to make it 3-2. So, yeah, proper good game. Man United, I think a top 4 finish looks really possible. I think after the top 3 in the Premier League, there's a lack of consistency. I think it could be Liverpool, Man United or Chelsea that finished there. And then as far as Fulham are concerned, I think they should be trying to chase down the top 7. They're in that middle order, aren't they? And yeah, I suppose a bit unfortunate not to get a draw out of it in the end. But yeah, there you go. Man United having a new manager bounce for sure. Thank you so much for that donation, Tony. Matt, if West Brom go down to League One, how do you think they'll do? I would just assume they're going to do like a Cardiff or a Birmingham. I would be really strong on West Brom to win the league next year if they go down. And I know some people say it's not that straightforward, and I know that as a Coventry fan. League One is not as easy as some Championship fans make out it is. You can get stuck down there. Big clubs can get stuck down there, but I don't know. How many times have West Brom in their history been in the 3rd tier? Like once. As a club, resources-wise, they should be able to come straight back up. But look, let's see if they go down first. They might not, of course. I'm a 54-year-old Sunderland fan, and I didn't know that, Matt. There you go. So that is where the Coventry-Sunderland rivalry stems from, 1977. And some proper grudge matches. I mean, look, in recent years, we've had some brilliant games. I went to the Stadium of Light back in League One when we beat Sunderland 5-4. It was an incredible game. It was absolutely mental. And it's a great ground, I must say. I don't really like the away end, but I get it. If you're a Sunderland fan, stick the away fans up there. They can make less of a noise. But I think it is asking for trouble to put the away fans above the home fans, because you're always going to get that one person who's maybe had a bit too much to drink chucking stuff down onto the home fans. Let's catch up some comments. Matt, I'm bracing myself for League One. Venky's out from a Blackburn fan. Well, we will see. Blackburn can come out of the bottom 3 tomorrow, though, with a win over Sheffield Wednesday, and I think they will win that one. They've got to get some momentum going and get the right manager, haven't they, of course? No league is easy, says Ego Chip. Yeah. I mean, Coventry went down to League 2 and we didn't even get automatics. Coventry, a massive club for League 2. We had to go up through the playoffs. It was close. You know, your club size doesn't count for as much as it did back in the day now. You can get big clubs stuck in the lower leagues and small clubs performing very well in the top league, of course. The Teessider Train Watcher says it's going to be number 1 Borough, 2 Ipswich, 3 Hull, and 4 Coventry. I hope you're not right, of course. We've had a few Middlesbrough fans in here letting us know their feelings. I really hope that is not how it plays out, but the form book would have it playing out like that, of course. Right, the second half is coming up momentarily, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support in here. Let's try and push the likes up. We've got 220. Let's make a real push towards 300 as the second half is going to get underway. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want to have a comment read out, if you want to get some conversations going, then get in the live chat. Like, subscribe, and comment. If Deadpool FC go up, it'll be interesting to see how they do in the Prem. Good to see you, Dave, by the way. It's interesting, isn't it? Wrexham always proved the doubters wrong. And coming into this season, you know, I've really backed them over the last couple of seasons. I did say they'd finish top of the National League the year they did. I did say they'd finish second in League 2 the year they did. They finished second. Last season, I thought they'd finish in the League 1 playoffs, but they got top 2. And then this season, I said to myself, all right, this is the step up, mid-table. but they're now in the top 6, and they really get up for the big games, don't they? So I don't know, you know. I think they could actually win the playoffs. I really do. I just think whoever finishes 3rd and 4th could be like really on a downer after missing out on the top 2. And Wrexham, who I think will probably finish 5th or 6th, they could be right place, right time. And then in the Premier League, who knows? They'd really have to put their hands in their pocket to make a fist of staying up, because it is so hard. But who knows? They'll probably prove some more people wrong again. Thank you for becoming a Matt SB member, the Birchwood Vampire. Really appreciate your support. It's massively, massively appreciated. The Blue Baron says, are you on your own tonight? I am indeed. Well, no, I'm not. I've got 260 people watching me. You are the company. You're all the company I need, and I really appreciate that. The second half is coming up in 2 minutes, by the way, guys. So any full-time predictions, get them down below. My original prediction was 2-1. If I was going to have to change my mind, I'd probably go like 3-0. I think Burnley are going to have to come out and go for it at the start of this second half. Surely they've got to. What have they got to lose? But that could really help Sunderland with the way they play. And I think Sunderland might get the next goal, and that might be it. What's your full-time predictions, guys? They got to get promoted this season for those documentary ratings, says Ricardo. Yeah, exactly. Louise says, welcome to Matt SB. Thank you for your support to the Birchwood Vampire. Yeah, and I appreciate him becoming a Matt SB member, by the way. Gavin reckons it's going to finish 3-1. Louise reckons it'll be 3-0 to Sunderland. 4-1, says Tony. Let's just get the table up for you guys as well to show you how it will look at the end of today. Well, how it's looking now as well. We have got Sunderland going up to 8th. Let's move that across there. Sunderland are going to be 8th if they win this, which they are, of course, on course to do so. And what do we think, guys? What about a prediction for Sunderland this season? I think most of you in the live chat think Burnley are going to go down. So let's really focus on Sunderland for the next minute. I think anyone in this region of the table could finish 7th. The favourites are probably Newcastle, to be honest, just given squad size and experience. But I don't know. Does momentum and home form get Sunderland into the top 7? What about Brentford? Can they stay 7th? Imagine that. Fulham, Everton, Bournemouth and Brighton, and maybe Tottenham as well, still got their eyes on 7th place. It is wide open, isn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it? I know some people say, oh, well, we shouldn't have that many teams getting into Europe. I know, I do get that. It should. European competitions for me as a kid growing up were for the best, weren't they? You know, that's why it was called the Champions League. And although it wasn't always just the teams that win the league, it was like the top 3 or 4. And then you've got the Europa League, so you've got your 5th and 6th place teams. And now with the Conference League, it's like teams in 7th can make Europe. And although some people don't like it, I do think it does make things interesting in the middle. Because back in the day, the middle of the table would actually be quite a boring part of the conversation. It's like, they're not going to do anything. It's just who's going to finish 10th and 11th. But with how congested the table is this season, anyone could finish 7th, couldn't they? Tony says they'll get top 10. I think conference 8th or 9th is really possible for Sunderland if they keep getting results, says Gavin. Absolutely. And the thing is as well, you don't have to be that good to finish 7th. And that's not a dig at Sunderland, by the way, because they have been good. As a promoted team, they've been really good. But what I mean by that is you don't have to win every game to make 7th. There's such little consistency in that region of the table that Sunderland might only win, let's say they win half of their games between now and the end of the season. They might finish 7th by 1 point. It could be that close. Can they just keep that home form going? Right, let's get the timer started again, because Sunderland have just got the game back underway as they go from left to right. 260 people watching. If you want to see us do more live streams on the channel, do let us know in the live chat, because obviously we do the cup draws when they're on. And then obviously as a Coventry fan, I always do the Coventry games that I'm not able to go to. But I do enjoy nights like tonight where my team's not involved and I can have a breather. So let us know if you want to see more live streams for the Premier League and Championship games for the rest of this season. Ball pumped forwards here for Burnley. Lyle Foster gets a foot on it. Here they come, the Clarets. Can they get themselves an immediate goal? They really need to. Cross comes in, blocked. Corner for Burnley. Let's see. We could get a real contest on our hands, couldn't we, if they get a goal here? Yeah, a lot of people say they want more watch-alongs. There you go. Well, it's brilliant, isn't it? I really appreciate the, like I say, 260 people tuning in right now and enjoying the conversations. It's great when we've got like such a wide range of fans in here. Like loads of different Premier League and Championship fans. And lots of sensible opinions as well, I must say. Burnley's corner is headed away. They'll get a throw in though, which they've taken quickly. It just needs to be that urgency this time. I don't know, but maybe the question is, have Burnley got that in their locker? They've got to try anyway. Even if they haven't, they've got to try. Because you can't just sit on a 2-0 loss here with 45 minutes to go. They could technically still win this game if they were to get one goal in the next 10 minutes. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but that's definitely a possibility. Just got to go for it, man. Just found the channel and I'm enjoying it. All the best, mate. Oh, thank you. QPR Forever, Dave says, yeah, more watch-alongs would be awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you. Keep your comments coming. Any questions, get them in. Here come the Clarets. And once again, it comes to nothing. Sunderland, I think if you're a Sunderland fan, I mean, you want the clean sheet tonight, but in particular, just get through the next 15 minutes without conceding. Because if Burnley get one early, it just really opens it back up, doesn't it? You know, a 2-goal deficit and a 1-goal deficit is a massive difference. And it'd give Burnley a real lift, wouldn't it, if they can get one. So Burnley throw in here, which Kyle Walker is going to take. Quite a few bodies coming up for this. Here we go. Kyle Walker launches it in. Headed away by Alderete. Goes back to Kyle Walker. And he, under pressure, is forced to go all the way back to Dubravka. So yeah, Burnley have seen most of the ball here in this first 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half. Can they make it turn to chances and then maybe turn to goals? It's just a really good shape from Sunderland. And I'm familiar with this. I know they're a very different team now, but the style from Regis Labrie, Coventry just could not deal with it in the playoffs, could we? Especially once they've got that first goal, Sunderland. They are such a tough nut to crack. Good pass inside there as Burnley try and work their way around Sunderland. Lofted ball forwards this time. Maybe that'll work. Perez chasing, puts a cross in. It goes straight into the grateful arms of Robin Roofs. Chelsea to beat Arsenal for the Carabao, says Saar. Well, they're 3-2 down, aren't they? They did get the... Was it Garnacho pulled it back to 3-2, though? So there's a chance, but I think it's probably going to be an Arsenal-Man City final, isn't it? Which would be interesting, actually, wouldn't it? If it's an Arsenal-Man City final, because although it's not a league game, it would just be a final, that game could set the tone for the title race as well, couldn't it? Let's say, because when is the Carabao Cup final? Is it at the start of March? If Arsenal can brush Man City apart, brush them to the side, like 1 or 2-0 or something, then that sets the tone for Arsenal going on to win the Premier League as well. But if Man City can beat them in a cup final and just let Arsenal know what they're all about, then you feel like Arsenal will, I don't know, feel the pressure in the title race. They've still got to go away to Man City, haven't they, in the Premier League as well. So what is the gap between them? 6 points. Although right now you've really got to fancy Arsenal, I still don't think it's over. It's only 6 points, but it is definitely Arsenal's to lose. Here come Burnley. And they'll get a throw in. They really don't know how to open Sunderland up, do they? What's your favourite all-time signing for Cov? Favourite signing? So do you mean as in like when we signed them, the best feeling I felt, rather than just my favourite Cov player of all time? I remember when Coventry signed Joe Cole, and we were in League One then, and that was like, yeah, Joe Cole, former England player, that's brilliant. And he did all right for us, to be fair, for a little while. If you're asking me my favourite Coventry player in my lifetime, probably Gustavo Hamer. Probably. The ball goes back to Roofs. No, sorry, it doesn't go back to Roofs. Burnley go back to Dubravka. My mistake. Burnley have had like 90% of the ball in this first 7 minutes of the second half, but they cannot find a way through Sunderland, who've got a good shape to them. Here's Jayden Anthony now. Florentino. Back out wide. Cross comes in. That's not a bad ball, but there is Dan Ballard. Absolute brick wall. Heads it away. And Sunderland bring it away. It's Diarra, who's scampering up the pitch. He's on for a hat-trick if he can get another one tonight. Not another one. He gives the ball away, and here come Burnley now. A little bit of space opens up for them. That's Burnley's best chance, isn't it? When Sunderland are coming out and they lose it, Burnley suddenly find themselves with some actual space to exploit, but they haven't done anything with it here. Florentino goes to Ugachukwu. Okay, here they come down the left-hand side now. Chance. Cross comes in. Sunderland clear it. Pretty comfortable for the Black Cats at the minute. Matt, do you know Callum Lang? Yes, I do. He's just joined Preston. Yes, I'm very familiar with him because, as you say, he scored 4 goals against Coventry for Portsmouth. And it was that blooming stadium announcement every 2 minutes. Another goal for Pompey! Callum Lang! His name is literally imprinted in my ears, really, from that commentator or stadium announcer, whatever you call them. 270 people watching. Let's try and push for 270 likes. Once again, hit that like button if you have not already. This result would see Sunderland close in on the top 5. There'd be 4 points off the top 5 and 16 points above the bottom 3. Incredible. You've got to pinch yourself, haven't you? You know, obviously, as the season's gone on, we've all got used to Sunderland being in the top half. But imagine if someone had been in like a coma since May. And you're like, yeah, do you know how Sunderland just went up? He's like, yeah, they're 8th in the Premier League. They're what? Yeah, in February. Yeah, they're 8th. Unbelievable. You know, back in the day, it wasn't unheard of for promoted teams to do well, but it's just the landscape is so different now. And I still, even though Sunderland and Leeds have done well in particular this season, I still believe there's a massive gulf between the Premier League and Championship. But yeah, Sunderland, brilliant. Just going back to the point you're making about Callum Lang coming in. If he can do for Preston what he did for Portsmouth on that day against Coventry, then you've got a fine player on your hands. He's a decent little goal getter, isn't he, Callum Lang? But a decent all-round player, I'd say. Chance here for Burnley to break forwards quickly. Comes to nothing. Maybe a chance here again. Jayden Anthony. Good challenge. Sunderland have done really well there. Oh, well done. Yeah, well done, Mukiele. Really, really good defensive performance so far from Sunderland here. How are the lads from 20th Century Gaming in the live chats? Yeah, John Jones says he's gone to Preston to be with his family. He's explosive, but always injured. Portsmouth in particular have suffered with injuries quite a lot over the last year or two, haven't they? Oh, goodness me, that was uncomfortable there. Mukiele giving the ball back to Roofs. And he had to scamper a little bit to prevent that going in. He hammers it up the pitch and it'll be a Burnley throw-in on the halfway line. 55 minutes if you've just joined us, 35 to go. Don't go anywhere. Is there going to be a Burnley fight back, or is it going to stay pretty comfortable for Sunderland? We are getting Burnley having the majority of the ball, but still haven't really had any good chances yet, have they? I love that Borough gave Fulham a game in the Cup. Gave me hope if we get promoted next season. Yeah, they played all right, didn't they? They took the lead as well. But then that can become a bit of a theme next season as well, where it's like, oh, we did all right, but then you might just keep losing. That's not to be horrible, by the way. I expect if Coventry do go up, we're going to lose a hell of a lot of games. It's just so hard, isn't it? Cross comes in here from Kyle Walker, headed on by, oh God, that has gone well over the bar. Oh dear, that kind of sums up their evening. The cross came in. Who was it that got the head on that? Was that Humphreys? No, that was Esteve. Heads it over, goal kick to Sunderland. It remains pretty comfortable. We have to play Middlesbrough, Hull and Ipswich, so we could do Coventry a favour still, Matt, says Dave, the QPR fan. Well, I'd appreciate it if you could. You know, if you're going to beat us, then it's only fair that you beat them as well, isn't it? Although we said that about Norwich. Norwich beat Coventry on Monday, and then we were like, well, you know, at least they'll give Middlesbrough a good game. And I think they were okay, but they lost. Seems like Coventry's best hope at the minute, isn't it? Like hoping for other results to go our way. Big night tomorrow in the top two race. The chasing teams, Ipswich and Hull City, are both in action. I'm tempted to do a live stream tomorrow. I don't know which game I'd focus on, though. They're both quite big games, aren't they? Could do a joint watch-along if we do that. We'll wait and see. There is a video coming tomorrow, of course. We've got the League One predictions with Benjamin Bloom. Wednesday, we have Premier League predictions. And Wednesday, we also have the Championship predictions for the weekend. So lots of content to come. Get involved. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll come back to your comments in a minute. We've got a Sunderland free kick here. Halfway inside the Burnley half. It's floated out for a goal kick to Burnley. But to be honest, Sunderland might not have to do any attacking in this half. I'm sure their fans want them to, but I think they can probably coast to a 2-0 victory if things keep going the way they are. So comfortable, isn't it? Good play there from Talby. It runs out, though, for a Burnley throw-in. Kyle Walker takes it quickly, goes to Maxime Esteve, who goes to Dubravka, and Burnley will bring it out from the back. Matt, look out, there is something behind you. Yeah. It's called Hull City, Ipswich and Middlesbrough. And Millwall, if Coventry don't pick it up and fall down to 5th. Ball goes out for a Burnley throw-in. Oh, Dan Ballard. He's massive, isn't he, Dan Ballard? He is so big. Just pushing around the Burnley players for fun. Half an hour to go. 2-0 to Sunderland. It remains. Whoever goes up has to take heart from how well Sunderland have done. That's literally going to be the a lot of the conversation in the summer, isn't it? Whoever goes up this season will be saying, right, well, you see what Sunderland did? We want to do that. And Sunderland have given everyone a little bit of a blueprint, but it's a lot harder to do than they've made it out to look, if that makes sense. It's just been such good recruitment. And they've got a brilliant manager in Regis Lebris. And a real winning feeling and momentum around the place as well. Sunderland, a club which was really negative, of course, when they went down to League One. I mean, we all remember the Sunderland documentary. It was like their banter era, wasn't it? And now look at them. On the rise. And speaking of on the rise, shot from just outside the box there goes over for Sunderland. Who was that? Was that Ronaldo? They found a pocket of space to take a shot on. And it goes over. Goal kick to Burnley. Michael Carrick is the best manager in the world currently. I think the Middlesbrough fans have a lot of respect for Michael Carrick, but they are probably quite happy with who they've got instead now. With Kim Hellberg. Actually, I've not really asked the Middlesbrough fans that. How do the Middlesbrough fans feel about Michael Carrick at Man United at the minute? I mean, it's obviously very different to the Rob Edwards thing, whereas Middlesbrough fans hate Rob Edwards and wish him nothing but the worst at Wolves. How do you feel about Michael Carrick at Man United? If you're a Middlesbrough fan, let us know. Ella says, Matt, did you know Cov's still to play 5 of the top 6 away from the CBS? Still tough running. Yeah, we've still got to go away to Hull. Yeah, it's saying top of the form table, I think you mean. We've got to go away to Hull. We've already done Middlesbrough away. We've already done Ipswich away. We've done Millwall twice. We've done Wrexham away. We've still got to go to Sheffield United away. That'll be tricky. Chance here for Burnley, maybe. Ball goes into the box, cleared away. Oh, maybe a bit of space here. The second chance. Florentino. Oh, great defending. Talby gets back and helps out. And the ball lumped forwards here. Brobby gives chase. Brobby versus Esteve. Brobby, his pass didn't quite make it, but they get a throw in here, Sunderland, in the Burnley half. Alan says Borough won't go up. The Teessider Train Watcher says, he done bad for Borough, but he's doing class at Man United. I'm fuming about it. I don't know. It was always like he was the nearly man, wasn't he, at Middlesbrough? I think, although Michael Carrick has done incredibly well in those really tricky games so far for Manchester United, be very cautious about this long term. Do you remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went into Man United and they won like 5 games in a row and everyone was like, hey, look, Man United are back. Let's see. I wouldn't be against it. Look, if Man United were to be in a title race next season, that's actually refreshing now, isn't it? But is this just a new manager bounce? You know, there's always going to be question marks with the sort of uncertainty off the pitch at Man United, I guess, isn't there? Sunderland with possession here, just inside their own half. Dan Ballard goes for a long diagonal ball. Oh, what a touch that is, by the way. Was that Enzo Lefebvre? Oh, nice. Here's a chance. Is that Diarra? On for a hat-trick. Brobby. Chance here, Brobby. Oh, saved. Rebound. Oh, it goes over. That should be 3-0 to Sunderland. And one of their players is down holding his legs here. I think he got caught in the follow-through there. Are they going to look at that as a potential penalty? I don't know. The ball's already gone. Let's have a look at this. Was that Siddiqui who got clattered? Brobby took a shot on. It's a good save from Dubravka. He pushes it right back into the box. And it's blocked or cleared away? It was cleared away. No, did the rebound go over? Let's have another look at that. Yeah, it's a really good save from Dubravka because it took a little deflection, that shot from Brobby, by the way. Yeah, no, it's a goal kick for Burnley. And he's back on his feet here. Mukiele, who got clattered in all of that. Ella says Manchester United have the advantage of not being in Europe. Yeah, well, as far as this season goes, I really do think Man United could finish 4th. I really do. I think 4th or 5th is definitely possible. There's what? 14 games left this season? I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Carrick wins another 9 of them. That might be enough. But what I'm saying is, long term, do we trust Manchester United? Match stats. Oh, look at that. Burnley have had an expected goals of 0.02. And we're in the 66th minute. Shot from outside the box. That drags wide. I don't even think that can count as anything towards the XG. That was a bit of a hit and hope there from Fleming. The camera pans in on Scott Parker there, chewing his gum. Matt, talking of Portsmouth, when have you got them at home? Game week 44. Our last 3 games of the season are Portsmouth at home, Wrexham at home, Watford away. Lofted ball forwards here for Sunderland. Brobby gives chase. Oh, this might work out nicely. Dubravka comes out and... Oh, there's a bit of pushing and shoving here between Hume and Dubravka. Of course, Dubravka, former Newcastle player, not going to be massively popular in the Stadium of Light, and especially after this. It's all boiled over here. I don't think there's anything too bad in there. There wasn't any punches, but there's a lot of pushing and shoving between Hume and Dubravka. I'm not quite sure. Did Hume instigate that? Dubravka came out and collected the ball. I think Hume might have left a little bit of something in afterwards. And then there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Who got a yellow card? Did they both get one? Yeah, a little bit of handbags there, watching that back. They both didn't do anything too stupid, though. It was a little bit naughty from Hume to push the defender, but there's nothing too bad in there. Matt, will the United Strand get a haircut soon? How many wins are they on at the minute? 3? Or are they on 4? Does the FA Cup count? No, they lost. They lost in the FA Cup, didn't they? So they've won 3 in a row. Who've Man United got in their next 2 games? You know what they're going to do. They'll win the next one and make it 4 in a row. And then they'll lose. And like just when you thought he was going to get a haircut, he won't. So Man United have got Tottenham next and then West Ham. Yeah, they'll probably lose to West Ham or something, won't they? And then his hair is just going to keep growing. He'll be in like the Guinness Book of World Records before you know it. His hair is going to be like... I mean, it's like an afro, isn't it? It's a massive afro at the minute that guy's got. I wonder if I grew my hair out that long, would it go like that? I think my hair's quite straight, so I think I'd just have like long hair like that. Whereas his hair is like, it's going out. It's going out like this. He looks like, I don't know, it's like a big circle on the top of his head. He looks like a microphone. 22 minutes to go. Sunderland 2, Burnley 0. It's pretty comfortable. Can Burnley make this interesting? I don't know. Wolves, West Ham and Wrexham getting promoted next season. That's an interesting shout there. He never will get his hair cut, says the Birchwood Vampire. Or chance here for Sunderland, maybe. Brobby gives chase. It's cleared away. Once again, a massive thank you to the 260 people watching tonight. You are all massively welcome. And I, massively thank you for your support. Make sure you do hit the like button. We're trying to go for 300. We're on 270. Go on, hit that like button. If you've already done it, then a massive thank you. If you haven't, then be sure to like and subscribe. Lots of Premier League content on our channel, so do hit that subscribe button. There's a challenge flying in here on Dan Ballard from Jaden Anthony. Yellow card. And Jaden Anthony shakes his head. Let's have a look at this. It wasn't like a bad challenge, was it? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think Jaden Anthony is not impressed by Dan Ballard's theatrics, should I say. For a big bloke the size of Dan Ballard, it wasn't the heaviest of knocks. But he was rolling around anyway. Sunderland free kick in the centre circle. 20 minutes to go. Thoughts on Adam Armstrong to Wolves? Is that a permanent, by the way? I'm going to presume it is. I think that's a one for the future. Obviously, Strand Larsen's gone out. I think that's actually good business, considering Wolves are pretty much down, right? They've got, what did they get, 40 or 50 million for Strand Larsen going to Palace? I think that's decent. I think financially, if Wolves can clear out players on big money and that cost a lot and build a championship super team for next season, you know, if they could start that work from now, the Wolves could be pretty strong next year. Adam Armstrong, always good at championship level. Maybe not been prolific so far this season, but he does get goals at this level. Chance here for Sunderland. Cross comes in. Oh, it goes past everyone. It remains 2-0. Here they come again. Can the Black Cats put some salt in those Burnley wounds? Shot from Talby. Oh, that is outrageous. 3-0. Game over. What a goal. What have I just seen? What have I just seen? What a way to finish them off. I thought it was game over anyway, but Talby, that is ridiculous. It just opened up so nice for him, didn't it? And he makes it look so easy. It goes in off the underside of the bar. 3-0. Game over. Good night, Burnley. Not just tonight, but for their season. If they weren't already down, this just pushes them that little bit closer, doesn't it? And, wow. Make sure you check this goal out later, guys. I mean, Burnley stand off him, and you can't do that when he's got so much quality, Talby. What a wand of a right foot. What a goal that is. Right in that top stanchion. It comes down off the underside of the bar and then sort of nestles in that side pocket of the goal. Wow. Outrageous. The Sunderland fans are loving life, aren't they? Just so routine tonight. It's like I said earlier, it feels like two teams in different leagues. Burnley, you can't say they've landed a glove on Sunderland. Okay, Sunderland have been pretty ruthless. I mean, if you look at Sunderland's XG tonight, it's not going to be 3. It doesn't feel like Sunderland have had lots and lots of chances, but they've had enough and they've taken them. Yeah, Ryan loves that from Talby. Final nail in the coffin, says the Birchwood Vampire. Thank you, Sunderland, for beating Burnley, says British King. Talby is doing Declan Rice celebration. Love it. Yes. Nice little celebration there as well to go with that lovely goal. So we get back underway. Burnley with possession inside their own half. And now it's like, what do you do? The game's over. They should have gone for it a bit more at 2-0. I'm not trying to be patronising, and I know I'm definitely not a professional footballer, so I'm not trying to make out, oh, it's easy, just kick it in that goal. But it's like the Burnley fans will be thinking like, you know, if we went into this game and we lost, but we gave it a good fight, you'd kind of accept that. But there hasn't been a lot of fight. Cross comes in here. Fleming is up there, and he crashes into Dan Ballard, and that's going to be a free kick to Sunderland inside their own box. And as I say, Sunderland going 16 points clear of the bottom 3 and only 4 points off the top 5, was it? Incredible. Level on points with 7th. Sunderland outside of Europe, only on goal difference, says Saar. Well, they've closed it up quite a bit. They started tonight 3 points and six goal difference behind Brentford. Now they're level on points and only 3 goal difference in it. And Sunderland's goal difference is obviously back into the positives tonight. It had gone down to -2 after that defeat to West Ham. Free kick for Burnley on the halfway line. Hi, Matt. Your nemesis Lang has left Pompey in Preston's world record club deal. Yes, we had someone mention that a minute ago. And Kelly Davidson. Kelly, we love you. We were just talking about that. Yeah, Lang to Preston. We had a couple of Pompey fans saying, you know, explosive, but struggled with injuries. And yeah, he absolutely ripped Coventry apart on that day when you beat us 4-1. A good addition, I think, for Preston. Thank you so much to Kelly, who has gifted out a load of memberships there. We love Kelly on this channel. She's so generous. Big part of the reason the channel can survive is people genuinely donating. You know, I know someone asked me earlier, is YouTube your main source of income? Yes, but I won't pretend I'm like, I won't lie, I'm not like a millionaire out of this. It's still pretty modest. And it is genuinely really helpful when you guys check out the videos, and those of you that donate and do memberships like Kelly's just done, really helps, really helps. So I genuinely mean it when I say a massive thank you for your support on the channel. Hope you're doing well, Kelly. We have got 14 minutes to go in this one. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0. Burnley knocking it around their back line, completely out of ideas. They were pretty much out of ideas when they went 1-0 down, weren't they? It did kind of feel like, I mean, Burnley are never going to score 3 goals at the Stadium of Light, so it did always feel like if Burnley were going to win this, it would have to be 1-0. And they did go 1-0 down in the first 8 minutes. So that chucked that out the window, I guess, didn't it? Can they at least get a consolation for those fans that have travelled? They get a free kick here down the left-hand side. Kelly with a love heart. We love Kelly. Kelly, stop it. Stop flirting. How is things, Kelly? I was going to say Wrexham play Millwall at the weekend, which I'm really looking forward to, that one, because that is 5th versus 6th. And if Wrexham beat Millwall, they go level on points with them, I think. And then I know I saw your comment on the video we did about the top 2 race the other day saying I don't think Wrexham are quite in that. But I don't know, let's just say they do win the next 2, then they get drawn into it a little bit, I guess. But yeah, still playoffs would be an incredible achievement this season, wouldn't it? Matt, any betting tips for the weekend? Asks Michael. Well, the predictions videos are coming out over the next couple of days. League One predictions with Benjamin Bloom tomorrow. Premier League and Championship predictions on Wednesday. So I would say look out for those. And gamble sensibly. Free kick here for Sunderland. Inside the centre circle. Chance for them to pump it down into Burnley's half. Dan Ballard gets there. Great header. Oh, offside. Or was it a free kick? Did he push him over? Might have been, but it's a free kick to Burnley. Oh, look at that. We've had a donation. You guys have been so generous tonight. We've done very well, I must say. Thank you so much. Thank you, you legend. I'm trying to work out. Fenris, 2 Fenris, 4749. That is very generous. Sunderland make a substitution here. Are they going to make a couple of changes? Just over 11 minutes to go. Yeah, they're going to make a couple of changes here now. The Black Cats might as well save those players' legs. Who did we say Sunderland have got at the weekend? Is it Arsenal? Oh. I've been really... Do you know what? Someone asked me earlier, didn't they? Someone said to me, what's your prediction for Sunderland versus Arsenal? And I said, oh, ask me at the end of this game, but probably Arsenal win. And I still feel like you've got to back Arsenal, obviously, but tonight makes you think, I don't know. Could they? I think we could get like a tight Arsenal win at the weekend. But who knows? Sunderland did draw with them, as I say, at the Stadium of Light. So let's just run through those substitutions for you. Was it a triple change or just a double change there for Sunderland? Gertruda, Mundell and Isidore come on. I think they're pretty much like-for-like changes there. Gertruda, Mundell and Isidore come on. For Talby, Brobby. And I can't see who the other player that went off was. Free kick to Sunderland inside the Burnley half here. Well, who did we say came on? Who would Gertruda have come on for? He'll tell me in a second. Looking forward to the Millwall game, but disappointed we didn't get a wing back this transfer window. Still think we might get top 6. Oh, Kelly, Who did you just bring in, by the way? That Barnsley player, was it Keeler Dunn? I saw you get through the door. That's a decent pickup. I don't think Callum Fowler's going to be too happy about that one. Yes, it's slowed down this, hasn't it? Sunderland free kick on the halfway line. Yeah, Davis, Keeler Dunn, Wrexham signed Barnsley forward. Yeah, it's all gone through. Bit of a problem that for Barnsley, isn't it? Wrexham just, I don't know, increasing their chances a bit more with a bit more firepower, a bit more depth there. Christopher has become a Matt SB member. Thank you so much, Christopher, for your support. Thank you to everyone for their support tonight. You legend, Christopher. Matt, you know Blackburn versus West Brom, 6th of April. That'll be a big match. Yeah. If things are still kind of as they are now, that could really define it, couldn't it? What if, I mean, you look at it right now, you think, oh, it's a Blackburn-West Brom shootout. What if they both keep stinking it out and Oxford just pop their heads above the bottom three and you could get Blackburn and West Brom both go down? You never know. Right, here we go. Burnley's next 6 fixtures. West Ham, Palace, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, Bournemouth. It's not an impossible batch of 6 games, but they've got to go on such a good run now, haven't they, Burnley? I did say it after last week, because I don't usually like to write teams off too early, but I think I said at the, chance here for 4-0, by the way. Oh, it's blocked. I said about the middle of November that I thought, oh, look at these little notifications popping up. Did we just have something come through? Oh, Christopher sent 5 Matt SB memberships. What a legend. Thank you so much. What a legend Christopher is. Sorry, I was saying, at the middle of November, that was when I said Wolves are done. And then I think it was last week, I said, like, that's it for Burnley for me now. I wasn't quite ready to rule them out any earlier. But when Forest won at Brentford, that for me was like, yeah, Burnley just can't compete now. And tonight has really shown that. If anyone's going to score any more goals tonight, it's going to be Sunderland, isn't it? Corner here, comes in for the Black Cats. Goes back into the box. Dubravka's there. 3-0 it remains with just 7 minutes to go. Burnley are staring relegation in the face. And then, I think it's going to be tight when it comes to West Ham. I think West Ham have a chance. Thank you so much for another donation there. These are flying in, mate. These are flying in. Where are these coming from? Blooming heck. Message didn't come through last time. YouTube's a scam. I saw a picture of Pompey's new signing and instantly thought he looks like Jeff Dunham's peanut. Thank you so much for your donation, though. It's massively appreciated. And we had a Sunderland fan donating there as well, saying, massive fan of your videos, mate. Yeah, you're going to be in a great mood tonight. Thank you so much for your donation. And drink it in. Enjoy it. What a great night for the Black Cats. So much great support in this live stream. Thank you to all of you for getting involved. We've got 6 minutes to go. Is there going to be any more drama? Here come Burnley. Chance maybe for Fleming to cross it. He does. Here we go. Chance for consolation? No, I don't think they're going to get one. Chukwu was forced backwards. And, oh, God. Burnley could even get caught out here. Lofted ball forwards. Isidor's going to chase. He doesn't win the header, but it's still alive here for Sunderland to come down the left-hand side. A very enjoyable, comfortable evening for those Sunderland fans. They've had a few dramatic wins, haven't they, where they've scored late goals and, you know, really been pushed. But I don't think we're going to see Sunderland have maybe an easier afternoon or evening, or, well, you don't get morning games, than this tonight. Ball goes out for a Burnley throw-in, and actually you can see from that angle there that the away end is starting to empty. Pretty horrible, isn't it? Going back Monday night, it's raining, it's February. Sunderland back to Burnley. What's that? 2.5 hours maybe? Matt, the amount of points Sheffield Wednesday are on, would you write them off? Good question, Reese. I think at this point, Sheffield Wednesday are probably going down, yes. No, they were obviously dead and buried before the season started. It's been a horrible season, hasn't it, for them? You've got to have some sympathy for their fans. Even if you don't like Sheffield Wednesday, it's just horrible, isn't it? It's just so depressing. I would imagine a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans have kind of zoned out. And the good news is they got rid of Chansiri. Just think about next season. 3.5 minutes to go. Sunderland. No, Burnley throw in inside the Sunderland half. We need a Discord for the YouTube members and Patreon. Yeah, we should set that up. Yeah, you mentioned that last time as well, didn't you, Kelly? I think quite a few of you would like that. Duckfather says that'd be cool. How is it that Sunderland, who finished 24 points behind Burnley and Leeds, are doing so much better than these two? And the question has pretty much been answered by SJ30,000, who said, we recruited better. And that's surely the answer, isn't it? Ah, oh, look at that. 5 more Matt SB memberships. Where are these all coming from? I need to make this thing smaller, by the way. It's covering my face. And you all want to see my face, don't you? There we go. I can make it smaller. Get bigger. Let's make it a bit smaller. Thank you so much for the memberships. Massively appreciate it. Do you know what I'll do? I'll put it in the corner. It'd be easier if I put it in the... There you go. And then it doesn't cover my face. It's down there now. Look at me. I think I know how to run a YouTube channel now. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0. 2.5 minutes to go. It's been a pretty comfortable evening, and quite a few Sunderland fans have actually started to head to the exit now. I know some people make the comments on social media, oh, stay till the end, your team's winning. But, you know, the game's over, isn't it? The ball goes back to Roofs. 2 minutes of normal time to go. Keep your comments coming, guys. How close are we to 300 likes? 299. Go on, we can do it. 300 likes. Drop a like. And while you're there, if you've not already subscribed, let's keep pushing to 122,000. Oops, it's gone over there. Let's move it back over there. Go on, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep the channel growing. Thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I think we've hit 300 likes now. Yay! Legends. The game has really petered out, guys. It doesn't feel like I've had to say a lot since Sunderland got their 3rd goal. It's very flat. Sunderland managing it, by the way. That's not a dig at them. They've managed it. The game's just over, isn't it? I think Burnley know that, and they're just kind of like, let's just finish this off. Let's just go home. Got to say, I mean, I did think Sunderland would win. My prediction was 2-1, but I have been quite disappointed by Burnley tonight. Impressed by Sunderland, I must say, but disappointed by Burnley because they've given, you know, Man United and Liverpool and Tottenham some good games, and they always seem to have this ability where they can just stay in a game and take their chances and just nick something, but that's certainly not been the case today. Everything's gone against them. Well, they've not done themselves any favours. Estev here. And you go back to Dubravka. Probably only expecting about 3 minutes added on. Dubravka pumps the ball into the Sunderland half. It's flicked in the air. Might come here for Fleming. No, the ball's gone astray. Martin says Burnley are going to be lucky to get 0. Reese says, Matt, apparently West Brom play Stoke the weekend. The way West Brom are doing, do you think they'll do something? If you're at home, which you are, I think you could get a point. You know, you might win. You know what the Championship's like. You might win. But I don't know if I'll back you to. Stoke lost last weekend, didn't they? They lost to Southampton. You feel like there's going to be that first Eric Ramsey West Brom win is going to come at some point, but there's not a lot of evidence to suggest it's coming right now. Here come Sunderland. 4 minutes added on. Speaking of fours, can Sunderland go 4-0 up? Nice charge. Cross comes in. Goes over everyone. Goal kick to Burnley. And Lefay is down on the floor at the minute. And there's a yellow card there for Kyle Walker. He must have left one on him, mustn't he? It was a bit naughty, that, wasn't it, from Kyle Walker? SJ says, these Burnley players are dirty. Christopher says, Matt's videos have been my guide to becoming a bigger fan this year. Thank you so much, Matt. Oh, Christopher, honestly, that's very kind. I really appreciate that. Honestly, it's a dream come true being able to do this job, just talking football and, you know, having people listen, and it becomes my income. But to know, like, that some of you might actually take some inspiration from it. And yeah, that's great. It really is. Like I say, 4 minutes were added. We've played nearly 2 of them. Here come Burnley. Last chance for a consolation, maybe. Oh, it's a dreadful pass. Picked up by Perez, who goes over to Fleming. He's tackled. Throw into Burnley. They take it quickly. The Stadium of Light is half empty now, actually. Well, not half empty. Maybe a quarter empty, a third empty. Ball lofted forwards here. Goal kick to Sunderland. It just goes past everyone. Or was it a free kick? There might have been a push there on big Dan Ballard. It's a decent ball from Kyle Walker. But yeah, oh yeah, you can't do that. Fleming literally just pushes him over. Kelly says, I would love for all 3 promoted teams to stay up, but I don't think it's on the cards. But hey, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Oh yeah, Kelly. I was really worried after the last 2 seasons that we'd get 0 out of 3 again. And then Sunderland had a great start, and you're thinking, right, we're going to get 1 out of 3. And then Leeds have kept going, and I think they might just have enough to stay up this year. But I think you're right. We're not going to get all 3. That would require Burnley to finish ahead of both West Ham and Forest, which is not looking likely. Not long left now, guys. Thank you once again for all of your support. We'll stick around for a little bit to wrap up the game and read out some of your final comments, but we've only got 45 seconds of stoppage time to go. We'll probably be here till 10 p.m. Keep your comments coming. Maybe last chance saloon for Burnley to get a consolation here. Comes to Perez, edge of the box. His shot cross is cleared away. And Maxime Esteve does well to recover, but Perez loses the ball now. Oh, that's so naughty. Sunderland come away with the ball. Cheeky little nutmeg there. And they're bombing forwards here. They want goal number 4. They're not taking it to the corner. They're running right at them. Cross comes in. Kyle Walker blocks it. Oh, it still gets through. Oh, cleared away. I think that's going to be it, isn't it? The ball's going to roll out here. No, it's kept alive. Sunderland just knocking it around on the halfway line. And the referee puts the whistle to his mouth and brings to an end this game. And another massive 3 points for Sunderland. I'm not surprised anymore. They are blooming amazing. I genuinely think they could get top 7 this season. I really do. If they don't, they'll be close. They are that good. Helped out by a pretty rubbish Burnley tonight. I'm sorry, you know, Burnley fans, feel free to have a heart-to-heart with me in the live chat. It was pretty depressing, and I'm sure you'll agree. It's just not going to be your year to stay up, is it? You know, absolutely back you to finish in the top 2 in the Championship next year, but yeah, Burnley's time in the Premier League this season is running out. There you go. Give me your thoughts down below. I'm still here for another 5 minutes. I'll be here till 10 p.m, but just before I go into my post-match summary and read out some of your comments, make sure you did hit the like button. Make sure you did subscribe if you haven't already. It takes 2 seconds to like, 2 seconds to subscribe, and 2 seconds to get a comment down below. I'll only do a brief match summary. The scoreline tells you everything. It really does. It was just a pretty straightforward win for Sunderland. They get an early goal through Diarra, who got himself 2 goals today. It did take a deflection, but Sunderland were the only team that created chances today. We're going to get the stats up in a minute, but great work from Diarra, linking up with Brobby for that first goal. Like I say, Florentino tried to block it. It deceives Dubravka, 1-0. Burnley, not really much of a response. Sunderland go and get a second. Diarra again. This time the keeper maybe could have done a bit better. The ball somehow fell to Diarra. No, sorry, it was Florentino should have blocked the second goal. I think the first goal took a deflection off. Oh dear. Was it Esteve? Might have been. And yeah, 2-0 at half-time. I just thought it was game over already. I thought it was kind of game over once they'd gone 1-0 up, just given the two trajectories of these clubs this season, the direction they're both going in. And second half was a bit of a non-event, except for an absolutely outrageous goal. You know, the first 2 goals in this game were kind of scrappy-ish, weren't they? But the third goal is an absolute perler from Talby. It comes in off the underside of the bar, nestles into the sort of side of the net. Do watch it if you haven't already seen it. That goal is fantastic. And Sunderland were good. They managed it well. They defended well. They did not come under any pressure whatsoever. And Burnley, yeah, just dreadful from them. We know they're not great on the XG numbers, but having watched them for the full 90 today, yeah, I'm very disappointed with them going forwards. Let's just get those stats up for you. It does paint the picture. Sunderland, you could say, were ruthless. I mean, having watched the game, I think maybe like a 2-0 would have been a pretty fair reflection. But it was a 3-0 in the end. And look at that. 0.06. 0.06 on the XG for Burnley. They had more of the ball and they didn't do anything with it. All the gear and no idea, I guess. Well, they don't really have all the gear. Sunderland have a much better squad, but yeah. Yeah, just before I come to your comments, it does go back to that, because we had someone earlier saying, why is Sunderland doing so much better than Burnley when Burnley were so much better than them in the Championship last year? Recruitment. Burnley have not pushed the boat out enough this season. They've not really gone for it in January either. Sunderland are setting the blueprint to all Championship clubs now. If you want to go up and stay up, do this. Incredible. And remember, they didn't have Xhaka tonight. He's been imperative to their success this season. He's been so good, and they did not need him at all. And is he going to be back for the Arsenal game? I don't know. It's Arsenal away next, which is very tricky, but it's a free hit for Sunderland. For Burnley, next up, West Ham, and it just feels like I don't know. Look, if Burnley win that, then we're back to that sort of position where it's like, could they? I don't know. They had to be in a position where they're nearly level with West Ham or only just behind them, that if they can win that game, they can maybe overtake them. If Burnley beat West Ham, they're still 2 points behind them. So I do think if Burnley beat West Ham at the weekend, they're basically just dragging them down with them. Dave says, thank you, Matt. Hi and bye to Kelly as well. Hope you're well. Sunderland, such an inspiration for the Championship teams. Yeah, well done. Absolutely. They are so good. So good. That's despicable. XG, says the Duck Father. It's terrible, isn't it? Lily Clips says, Matt, question, can you remember Southampton versus Coventry? How many ex-Swansea players played in it? Oh, my goodness me. Bidwell, Latibodiere, Matt Grimes. Who did Southampton have from Swansea? I've gone blank. I'm going to say like 6 players, maybe 3 from each. You'll have to let me know. Michael Brown says, but are Sunderland getting the money to spend as much on recruitment where Leeds and Burnley have much tighter finances? Very good point. That is a very good point. When it came to PSR, Sunderland had a lot more room for manoeuvre. I suppose that's the advantage of not being a parachute team in that regard because of Leeds and Burnley's finances, as you say. But I still believe Burnley could have pushed it out a little bit more. Maybe Leeds United's finances, they were tight. But I'm sure Burnley could have spent more. And maybe just been more ambitious. Like, they went for a sort of continuity approach. Right, those players know the club. They did well with us last season. Let's bring them in now. They're just not quite Premier League players yet, are they? Maybe the slingshot analogy could be the way for Burnley. That they've come up. They've not done enough this time, but those players with another year in the Championship might then come back up again next season and maybe just be ready. But I don't know. It just feel like we're stuck in a cycle with Burnley, doesn't it? That they go up and down. But I don't know. Right, let's read out some more comments. Thank you once again for your support. Oh, it's hit 10 o'clock. We're going to have to sign off in 1 minute. So last chance to like, subscribe and do all of that stuff. I'm going to sign off in a minute. Sunderland safe now. Burnley are in the wrong league, says David. Yeah, once again, Sunderland 16 points clear of that bottom 3. 4 points off the top 4 or 5. So we know where the conversation is now for Sunderland. Let's not talk about them in a relegation battle, all right? I know there's been the odd Sunderland fan saying, oh, we need to get to 40 points. I get it. I really get it. But, oh, let's remove that. But it's just not really where they're at. It's like me as a Coventry fan being like, right, let's just get to 60 points now when we're on like 58 already. We're obviously going to get above that. I'm just distracted at the moment because I'm dropping a couple of links in the live chat. Do check out those links down below, guys. I'm just trying to plug the socials. Yeah, as you sign off, check out those links if you want to drop a follow on those. And we've had a donation. Thank you so much from Blind Sophie and Tia, my 2 greyhounds. Thank you, Tony. I love greyhounds. I don't know if I said to you last time, my parents have got a greyhound. Absolutely love them. And yeah, I remember you said actually your Sophie is blind. Beautiful dogs, greyhound. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tony. What a legend. And I really appreciate everyone's support tonight. I'm just running over a little bit. Any final comments? I'm going to read them out. We'll probably go till about 3 or 4 minutes past 10. I was just putting some links in the live chat. I just want to say once again a massive thank you to Tony for that donation. Let's give everyone a shout out that donated tonight. We had Tony, we had Leslie, we had Sunderland on tour, we had Theo Fenris, we had Christopher, we had Kelly, the Birchwood Vampire, Tony again. We had the Birchwood Vampire do a few. Theo Fenris, DJ Pollard, Odd Supremacy, Tony. Thank you so much, all of you, for your donations tonight. It's massively appreciated. Right, any final comments? Get them in if you want to say goodbye or if you want to give us a final thought on tonight's game or any final questions. I'm going to sign off in just a moment. Love your content and your passion. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope Zan Vipotnik stays at Swansea, says Lily Clips. Yeah, he's been decent, hasn't he, Vipotnik? Sunderland are higher than Newcastle now, says Michael. Yes, actually, let's get the top table up before we finish, because we said, I mean, for Sunderland to overtake Newcastle, I think they only needed a draw. Let's get the BBC table up, because SofaScore just makes the table look really small. There we go. Let's just scroll down a little bit. So Sunderland in 8th place, 16 points above that bottom 3. Let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about what is potentially on the cards. A magnificent push for what? 3 points off top 6. Remember, 7th is Europe. They're only outside on goal difference. 4 points off 5th. 5 points off 4th. Wow. Sunderland take a bow. Look at that defence, by the way. 26 conceded all season. Brilliant. Down at the bottom, it's kind of as you were. Burnley still miles away. Even if they'd have won today, they'd have still been 8 points from safety. I think it is all going to be on West Ham. And look, West Ham are not even that much further ahead of Burnley. They've got 5 points over them. I suppose, yeah, I'm drawing the cut-off line here. I just think at this stage, on 24 games, you've got to at least be 7 points from the 17th. And yeah, West Ham are 6. And there's a couple teams for West Ham to shoot at still, Forest and Leeds. And interestingly, at the weekend, Leeds play Forest and Burnley play West Ham. It would have been made a bit more interesting if Burnley could have had a few more points coming into that game. But we will see what happens. I've got my Premier League predictions coming on Wednesday, so look out for those. As for Sunderland, they head away to Arsenal. Right, thank you so much for your support, guys. Let's read out the final comments. I'm going in 30 seconds. Kelly says, thanks, Matt. Have a good night, and let's do that memberships page. Yes, you reminded me. I'll make a note of that now, actually. You reminded me, because you know me, Kelly. I forget things. I've just written down Discord. Thank you so much, Kelly. Lily Clips says, bye, Matt. Have a good night. Thank you. Chris says, Matt, which YouTube channel wants to collaborate for the Premier League if Sophie's not here? We will see. Oh, do you mean as in who's going to join me on Wednesday? You'll have to wait and see on that one. But thank you so much once again for all of your support. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Kelly. Check out the links in the live chat, guys. Takes 2 seconds to click those. Drop those a follow. It has finished here at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0, and it really was that comfortable. Burnley, I think they're going down. I really do. Quite an easy observation to make now. And Sunderland, yeah, outside the top 7 on just goal difference. Incredible. An easy win for Sunderland. It won't get much easier than that this season, but it was a thoroughly deserved one. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you drop a like. Feel free to leave any comments after tonight's stream. It's finished here at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0. Take care. Peace out.